All right, good day, everyone. This is Chris Martin with Atlas Marketing, and we tell stories for people who build things. And today we are talking about business development and guidelines for helping your firm either strengthen or grow your business development efforts. Again, I want to thank the Master Builders Association for the opportunity to speak with you. And if you have any other questions, you can see our website down there in the bottom left corner, atlasstories.com, as well as our phone number. So feel free to reach out and we'll go from there. So just a little bit about Atlas Marketing. Like I said, we tell stories for people who build things. We are a marketing communications agency with offices in Pittsburgh and Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and we focus on full service marketing communications efforts, which would include projects, campaigns, and the like, with all of the fun things that are there, and obviously supporting business development, sales, and marketing, which is the topic of our conversation today. So just a little bit about me. I started the firm in 2008, have worked extensively in construction marketing for the last 15 years, as well as having the opportunity to speak on marketing topics and crisis communications. And if you have not had the chance, check out the Building PA podcast, as well as the Keystone Contractor magazine. Those are items that we've created at Atlas Marketing in conjunction with our good friend John O'Brien at the Keystone Contractors Association. But you can listen to weekly podcasts on the Building PA podcast, as well as quarterly information regarding issues that are relevant to the industry in the Keystone Contractor magazine. So today we are talking about business development, and what the expectation there is, how business development impacts your business. And basically, and for the record, I'm gonna refer to business development moving forward as BD, and we'll also define the difference between sales, marketing, and BD in a second. But realistically, our definition of business development, or BD, is it's a balance between sales, marketing, and then relationship building. And so many times when I talk with contractors, architects, engineers, anyone in the AEC industry that we all work in, I continually hear about relationships and how important relationships are, especially as a project is moving, and the aspect of ongoing opportunities with a client. So relationship and BD really goes hand in hand in terms of the way that I look at it. And today, what we want to try to do is, again, emphasize that balance, but also utilize a story that is going to help you stand out, because that's how you strengthen your relationship. We're also going to talk a little bit about the skill sets that are required to be a good BD person. And then really the biggest takeaway, I believe, is that BD ties the success of a firm to its ability to connect. And so let's talk about that for a second. So we define things at Atlas Marketing in terms of pillars. And the BD pillars here really are emphasizing the balance between sales, marketing, and business development. And so, as you can see here, the sales component is really the art of closing a deal. There is an art to that, and there are times when I wish I was better at that. But from the marketing perspective, there is that aspect of helping customers make a decision, and that is a true art in itself as well. And then the aspect of connecting through your business development efforts. Those three aspects really help to define what business development is, because all three of them are so important. And you can have a salesperson who is really good at closing deals, but sometimes they're not real good on the marketing side, and vice versa. Marketing folks aren't typically good at sales, but business development needs to be a combination of both, and really focusing on that, the aspect of how to connect in the role that it's playing within the company as well. So what's the impact? It's so important to help your customers make a decision, and that decision is typically built on a relationship. And there's two kind of legs to that, which is value, providing value and solutions in a very simple, concise way, but also having a relationship that allows you to be able to have truthful conversations. I mean, how many of you have, as you're talking about a project, have had to have the conversation recently about supply chain and materials? That has clearly changed our industry, and more importantly, over the last 2.5 to 3 years, consumer behavior has changed a lot too. So, really relying on how a relationship can help to fluidly move those waters, if you will, to help the decision-making process, but also to really balance between sales and marketing. Again, that's the aspect of business development, and also too, as a result of that changed consumer behavior or changed customer behavior, there's new expectations. Customers continually need direction, and that's not a bad thing. And in fact, sales, marketing, and BD folks should really dive into that, lean into it, and say, "Hey, let me guide you through this process," especially in construction because it is such a complex process. And really, what it comes down to is helping tell that story, that people can not only make a decision but really feel confident in the relationship and building up trust. So there's a couple ways to do that, and we've established our 4 elements of what makes a good story here at Atlas Marketing, and in the center of it, as you can see here in the graphic, there is the element of what we call the 3 V's of a story, which is voice, video, and visuals, and those are the 3 elements that make up a really good story. But the voice, the video, and the visuals all have to address a need. They have to drive someone to learn more or ask more questions. They really need to be simple. And where it really comes into the aspect of really being a good story is that attention grabbing element. And so what does this have to do with business development? But the real aspect of that is all of these things, these aspects come together to really be at the foundation of how to build a strong relationship with someone, which is at its core what business development is. So I mentioned earlier there are some skill sets, and admittedly, when it comes to the success element or measurement of business development, clearly everyone always the first instinct is to go to the sales side, and as it's highlighted there, the dollar has a really loud voice when it comes to these aspects, to understanding, is my business development team or person the right person? And so there's more to the story is where I'm going with that. And more importantly too, the aspect of taking relationships beyond the bid, which is what we all want to do, what every contractor in the country wants to do, is get beyond the bid and have straight negotiations and working that way. These skill sets really will help strengthen your individual or team. And I'm not going to read them all because you can see that, but I think some of the big ones are having strong communications and presentation skills, capturing attention, as I mentioned in the previous slide, keeping it simple, the creative and strategic thinking, and clearly you have to have a knowledge of the industry and how the process, the project process works. But I think all of these combined really are strong elements that are going to help your business development efforts move forward. And if you're an owner and you can say to yourself, you know what, I have a lot more efforts or skill sets are stronger in project management, then maybe I need to find somebody that has a really good active listening component and the like. So you can kind of balance that with the skill sets that are needed. Also, there are so many resources. There are so many resources available, and I myself, I'm a member of the AGC Business Development Forum, which is a steering committee that reports in the building division of AGC. And there's a hashtag there. You can follow what we do in there. But the aspect of the BD Forum is to really share information around best practices. And so some of the elements are here: proposal development, communications for contractors, spending forecasts as a result to not only projects but building materials. How do you build up a seller-doer model within your firm, and digital marketing guidelines? And these are just an example of some of the articles and webinars and videos that we've put together through the BD Forum. And I encourage you all, as members of MBA, which ultimately is a member of AGC, look into it. And I think I have personally found a great fulfillment in participating in this. Not only have I been able to establish some relationships across the country, but it's also given me the opportunity to meet a lot of like-minded people, because business development is one of those weird overhead components as it relates to our industry, and it takes a special person, like I said in the previous slide about Skillsets, to really balance the efforts, the art, if you will, between sales and marketing and business development. So there are a lot of resources available to you. And if you'd like to know more, please reach out to me, and I'll be glad to share what we have from the forum or some other resources that we have as well here at Atlas Marketing. So to kind of bring this all together, I think one of the biggest things that you can do as either a business owner or a marketing and sales person, business development person, is really look at business development as an investment. Because I do believe that investing in your firm, especially now with all of the pending projects and all of the interest in construction and infrastructure, whether and just general building, it will be a key to the success of you personally, your personal growth, as well as your business. So accept that challenge and look at it as an investment, so that it'll help you grow personally and professionally. So thank you. I know it was a quick down and dirty review, but lastly, I would like to say again, look at business development as a balance between sales and marketing, and the art of building relationships that ultimately will pay off in that investment. So I thank you, and I thank you, MBA, for the opportunity.